Hello, welcome back to Creeping It Colorful. Today is Sinister Saturday. We have another story from Unsolved Deaths, and I will be coloring in this book, Dark Art. And we have this crazy roller coaster ride. All right, I'll hand you over to Mark, and he will read you the story.
Okay, how far did Mallory and Irvine climb? The date is June 8, 1924, location north face of Mount Everest, Tibet. George Mallory and Andrew Irvine went missing while attempting to climb to the summit of Mount Everest in 1924. What disaster befell these intrepid mountaineers? George Mallory was an English gentleman, University of Cambridge graduate turned schoolmaster, veteran of World War I, and a member of the Exalted Alpine Club for climbers. He and Guy Bullock, a friend since their time together at the elite Winchester College, mapped out a probable route to the 29,029-foot 8,848-meter summit of Everest, the world's highest mountain. During the Alpine Club's first major trip to the mountain in 1921, Mallory was the climber who, when asked why people wanted to climb Everest, famously replied, "Because it's there." He took part also in the Alpine Club's second expedition in 1922, when they reached an altitude of 27,300 feet, 8,320 meters, but then had to turn back, and a further attempt was ended by an avalanche that left 7 porters dead. Mallory went missing with Andrew Irvine during the Alpine Club's third attempt to conquer the mountain the following year. He and Irvine set out on June 6 for their assault on the summit. The conditions were not particularly favorable, with winds and snow hampering the climbers. On the morning of June 8th, they left their final camp at height of 26,800 feet, with 2 bottles of oxygen each. Later that day, one of the other expedition members looked up when mist briefly cleared and glimpsed the 2 Englishmen. That was the last time they were ever seen. Various finds over the ensuing years have helped interested experts piece together a little of what occurred. Still today, though, we do not really know what happened, and crucially, whether the 2 men ever reached the summit. The major discovery came in 1999, when Mallory's body was found at 26,768 feet. He had clearly suffered a major fall. There was a hole the size of a golf ball in his forehead, which might suggest his ice axe bounced off a rock and hit him on the head, killing him. With his body, explorers found his pocket knife with its leather slipcase, some letters, a pair of snow goggles, and his brass altimeter, but not what they hoped for. Above all, the camera they believed would hold clues as to whether he had reached the summit. Many years earlier, in the 1930s, Irvine's ice axe had been found at a height of 27,700 feet. Also, some climbers claim to have seen Irvine's body, but it has never been found. A Chinese mountaineer, Wang Hongbao, said in 1979 that 4 years earlier he had seen what he called an English dead at 26,575 feet. He said the body was face up, had a hole in its cheek. The very next day, Wang died in an avalanche, and as a result was not able to show others exactly where the body supposedly lay. Another climber, Zhu Xing, said in 2001 that he had seen Irvine's body 41 years earlier in 1960. Supposedly it was lying with its feet pointing towards the summit, its face visible and black from the effects of frostbite. He gave two possible locations at heights of 27,230 feet and 28,050 feet, but searchers in the places he indicated did not turn up the body. There are many theories about what happened. One is that with Irvine suffering from exhaustion, Mallory took his oxygen bottles and made a solo ascent to the summit. Another is that both attempted the summit but had to turn back due to exhaustion. It seems that they were tied together by rope for safety as they descended, but one slipped and pulled the other off. Both fell to their deaths. The first to summit. The men credited with being the first to climb Mount Everest are Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, who achieved the feat on May 29, 1953. It is quite possible that they were beaten to it by Mallory and Irvine almost 12 years earlier. Only these two climbers did not live to tell the tale. As we have seen, there are many theories about what happened on the fateful day. Two pieces of evidence suggest that they fell when descending after having climbed to the summit. First, Mallory apparently carried with him a photo of his wife that he was determined to leave on the summit. When his body was found, although there were many well-preserved papers, there was no photo suggesting he had left it on the summit. Second, Mallory's snow goggles were in his pocket, indicating that he was not wearing them when he fell, perhaps because the pair were heading back down after dark, having climbed to the summit and conquered the mountain. Mallory was known to be a climber of almost superhuman ability. A story told by poet and novelist Robert Graves in his book Goodbye to All that celebrates an incident that occurred in 1903 on Mount Snowdon in northern Wales. When halfway down one of the leeward precipices on the mountain, Mallory turned back to retrieve his pipe, which he had left on the ledge. The following day, colleagues from the Climbers Club, the elite of rock climbing in England and Wales, examined the route he had taken and found it was an overhang the entire way, by normal standards impossible to climb. Afterward, the club named the climb Mallory's Pipe, a variation Route 2, and it said it was totally impossible, but added it has been performed once in failing light by Mr. G.H.L. Mallory. The incident suggests Mallory definitely had the ability to top Everest, and in all the likelihood reached the summit in 1924 before he fell victim to a terrible accident on the way back down. That is it for that story. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, here we go. All that talk about snow. I got distracted with cats, unfortunately, so sorry for that. So if you hear a little one whining, so sorry for that. She got a shower, a little spritz bottle. Anyway, I'm sorry that I don't think you guys saw me coloring in the beginning. I don't know if I got you underneath the camera or not. I'm trying to get you under the camera the best that I can. My whole desk is lopsided because of we are on this using this for the mic, and I have to move my table so that it reaches Mark as he tells the story. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd ever want to climb Mount Everest for any reason. There's just too much you have to do to get prepared, and too many things can go wrong. You don't know. Mother Nature always seems to win. So, it doesn't seem to matter too much about how prepared you are. There's always a risk that it doesn't matter, and why take that risk? But some people do, and good for them if they do make it, but I wouldn't do it just to say that I did it. It's too much of a risk. Maybe if I was in good health and good stamina and good, physical condition, and I was young and dumb, maybe I would do it, but nope. I don't think so. It doesn't appeal to me too much. Okay, this is a crazy one. And I think I told you on Terrifying Tuesday, or I told you on the last Sinister Saturday that I had. I was doing one of those. I was doing a amusement park ride, and I wanted to show you a picture of my grandson when he was little on the teacups, and I totally cannot find that picture, and I was just looking for it before we came on here. But if I find it, I will show it to you on Monday, or on Tuesday, on Terrifying Tuesday. Anyway, it'll give me plenty of time to find it, hopefully, because I just saw it. I had just seen it right before it came on the last time, and then I put the picture somewhere, and now I don't know where it got to. So this one's a crazy one. It's the clown ride, roller coaster ride. It looks like you come out headless. It looks like you'll lose your head over this ride. So I'm going to do some of this in marker, and then go over it with some pencil a little bit, and then and some of it I'll just wing it with what I got. And of course I had some more. Oh, there's some on color. Fell on the floor. I'm going to use these for the tents that are here. Let's see. I don't even know where I got these markers. These are pretty good. What are they? Stadler? I don't even know how to say it. But we're going to use that for this tent. Make it a little colorful. These have two different ends to them. They have that point end, and then they have this end. And I think this end would cover better, even though it's not. And I'm going to do... I thought there was another tent. I guess there isn't. That must have been my imagination. Okay, we'll use... I like this end better. Oh boy, here goes my kitty cat. Sorry about that. She's got a lot to say, and all night to say it. All right. So we got that little booger done. Now I'm going to use the black one and do the tires here. Do they have metal tires? I would think they would. So I will not do that. But if I can find my silver, not that one. Gotta find my silver gel pen. And I can do the tracks. These boogers right here. These really tiny things I'm going to make silver. You can't even tell the difference. Oh my goodness. Doesn't really show up. That's alright. It'll show up after a while. I can't even tell if it's coming out. Very faintly. Let me look for... In my mess. Look at my mess. My mess of pens. I hope to find... I'm going to try that one. Another silver. Yeah, there's got to be a better way, right? I think I need there's one. I think I need one of those cases. It would be so much easier. Okay, I'll try this one, see if this one shows up. Yeah, that one looks like it's gonna write. Okay, let's see if we can start that back up here. Yeah, that one I can see. It makes a difference. I don't do roller coasters. I used to, but no, not anymore. And my son, he loves those kind of rides, but he's got a heart condition that when he rides them, he passes out. If he gets on certain rides, he'll pass out. So it's a little scary. Scary thought. Yeah, I can really see the difference now. That other pen wasn't coming out. This is one of those pens I got from Temu. The dreaded Temu. The one place we used to go to, an amusement park, it's called Knoebels. It was they were known for their wooden roller coaster. So they have a really big wooden roller coaster. But no, not for me anymore. I think it was that I was doing it in the one book. Oh, the one horror book. What's it called? The Beauty of Horror book. Yeah, by Alan Robert, and in there's where I was starting the amusement ride one, and I told you that the ghost ship was my favorite. And I think I did finish those pages, but I don't remember posting them. I gotta go post those. If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh my goodness, this is so tedious with such a little line. I think we have just Terrifying Tuesday left for this month. So I can leave a little bit of this page. I'm pretty well, I think this is the last thing I have to color. And then I have all the pages that I planned on coloring colored, which is a good deal. I don't think I gave myself a whole lot to color this month. Summers are like a little bit busier, so not that I do have a life, you know, other than coloring much. Between crocheting and coloring and beading and painting, there isn't much time. Okay, so I got all that part done. Now this is part of it. So I'm just going to go around, but I'm not going to do these parts. I'm going to make those. Actually, I'm going to probably, when I do this, I'm thinking of making these parts here look rusty. Ha, that'll work. Use a bronze color. See, now you can really see it because you have a bigger space to color this in. These are tickets for the ride, and they're flying all over the place. At first I thought it was money flying in the air. It looks like ride tickets. This way it looks like the ride is wet. that could have caused the accident. And then because it got wet, it gets rusty in spots. Or there could be blood spots. I don't know. We'll see. See what my crazy head thinks looks best. Alrighty. I've seen some amusement ride catastrophes on YouTube channels where they have a whole slew of them in one video. Man, those are some scary ones. I was only caught on one ride, and it was at a carnival, a hometown carnival here, and it was called what's called the roundup, where you stand and it spins around in a circle, and your body's like sucked against the back wall from the going around in a circle so fast. And my friend and I were on that ride, and we kind of got stuck on that ride because the fireworks started. And so the person who was operating the ride decided they were going to watch the fireworks. And so as the fireworks went, we were stuck on the ride, and it was like 15 minutes maybe till the fireworks was over, and it was like the person went, "Oh yeah, that's right, I'm running a ride." Meanwhile, we're all like slammed up against the back of the ride and going in circles at that. So yeah, that was a little, getting off of that ride was not fun. I'm making this part wooden. I don't know why, but I am. Gotta make it a little dangerous. Tilt-a-whirls were fun too. And then there was another one called the Scrambler. You always made sure that the person that you go on the Scrambler with went in the corner, that they got squished. Oh, that's one, yep. Yeah, I can't believe we're almost in July already. Good Lord. Didn't get anything really fun happening. We didn't really go anywhere this year. Don't know if we're gonna. Just getting a lot of videoing done, I guess. So that's about it. Whatever I can get done on my other channel for the ghost stories, where I can go out and about. And Mark has one with Bigfoot areas. So while the weather's nice. Ooh, this one broke. While the weather's nice, you take advantage of that. Usually around the 4th of July is when it gets crazy here. People are take to the river behind our house, so it gets a little. And they already made a brand new pickleball court right behind our house, and it's been full well, not full, but there's I think there's like 4 courts, 6 sections. I should say 3 separate courts in one area. So, you know, there could be 3 sets of families that can play pickleball, or whoever, at a time. So it gets kind of crazy down there with the parking and down by the river and being at the park. So, but that's what happened. Oh, I missed all that. Were you yelling at me that I missed that? I didn't hear you if you did. Yeah, and the pool's right here. It's another thing that's attracts people. We haven't gone and sat in the river yet this year either. We even have like inner tubes. We're prepared this time so we don't get yelled at. We don't have a flotation device. That's freaking weird. Anyway. Oh. I think the most we've done this year is yard sales so far, which are fun to go to when you have the money to. When you don't have the money to, it's not so much fun. You see things you want, but you know, well, I got a budget. I really should get that. I want to get that, but it's not more or less what you want, but what you need. So these look like rocks here. If I had a sandy color, I'd use that. Maybe I'll do the underside of this. No, maybe I'll make that one like a gold color. If I got plenty of gold here, I'll work on that, and then I'll just leave some more. I'll just work on it a little bit. See, I got so many of these gold ones. Let's see. Now that one's more yellow than it is gold. So I'll just, here's a gold one. This one says gold yellow. So we'll try this one. Let's see how gold that is. Ooh, that's more orange. What the heck? Is this one gold? Yes, we'll use that one. And that one's almost empty. Hopefully we'll make it through here. Another glitterified one. It's more yellow than it is gold. Another one. But when you look at it, it looks gold, doesn't it? And it says I put gold on there. Oh well. It's no big deal. Whatever works. And I have that mess and it would take me forever. I know I have 15 million gold ones, but when I want a gold one, I don't pick up a gold one. I pick a yellowish. It's kind of gold, but still, it's leaning more toward, to me, it looks like it's more yellow. Whatever works. Okay, I missed that little part there. And then I'll do this. And then I'll make the wheels a different color. I think I have like a pewter and some weird colors I can use. Anything else in here that I want gold? You know what I didn't do? I didn't do his eyebrows up here. I could do them. Missed out on his funky eyebrows. I don't even think we're going to be doing anything for 4th of July. I know that the auction house where we take stuff is having our auction that weekend. So
Actually, it's Saturday. This is the 4th.
yeah. So I wonder if they're actually going to have the auction. We're going to have to check and see since it is right on the holiday. It's usually the first Saturday of the month, but Alrighty, we didn't get too much done on this page, but that's good because I can, these are so like intricate with their details, so tiny, that's why I like to use the gel pens, because I can really get in there. I just saw this in here. I don't know if I want to go in that tent, huh? Alrighty. And this is going to be all green from the grass. Down here, blue for the sky. And then flames. These look like, they're hats. They look like ice cream cones or a snow cone. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by for the Sinister Saturday story and color and chat. So I guess then the next one will be on Tuesday, and well, tomorrow I'm going to be putting up one of the collabs hashtags that I do, and Monday I do a hashtag, and then Tuesday is Terrifying Tuesday, and we'll be back on this guy. So in the meantime, stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative, stay colorful, stay creepy like I am, and stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you guys then. Thanks so much. Bye bye for now.